I'm Master Briss, and we are in my third hake of the Super Hackathon, Super Rising Thunder. It's a thunder, it's rising, because thunder comes from the ground. Well, no, lightning does, thunder's just sound, but that's beside the point. My science may or may not be horribly botched, and by may or may not I mean is. So very is. Let's see, nostalgia frames on! And let's see what we have got to deal with. A flower, apparently. An epileptic flower. Ah, here we go. Once, an odd race of beings walked upon the earth. They dwelled in crumbles, and were known as magicians. We used to live side by side. They loved us, and we loved them. But then the flashes came, and all was changed. It is this altered world, a shadow of its former Eden, into which you were born. But you are used to this world. Warnings of Flashborn, of crumbles and magician relics, and of the terrible bad places that still exist beyond our forest's edge have surrounded you since birth. It is all you know, so tell me. Which picture do you like, Pichu? 1 or 2? Because gender is irrelevant. Let's go with 2 though. No, actually no, 1. 1. Let's go with 1. Alright, we are... Ooh. Don't know what I want to go for this one, actually. Let's go with... Yes, we should be Steve. No particular Steve, just Steve. Steve, our world is a cruel one, and not everyone you meet will be kind. Some people are naturally evil, with hard hearts and wicked souls. Others are once kind souls, corrupted, who have lost their true selves to darkness. Have you the bravery to leave your forest? The future and past await you. And cue space. Because everyone needs to wake up in space. We have no inventory. Ah, here we are. Welcome, Steve. Before your adventure can begin, you must answer several more questions. Please answer them honestly. Are you ready? Alright, little Steve. First, as a formality, I must ask you again for your name. Thus to nickname the first party member. Actually, now that we have more letters to play with, let us use the true name I wish to use. Which is not Steve. Well, not just Steve anyway. It's Steve Chew. The best name. Thank you. Next, if you could use a catchphrase to describe yourselves and your friends, what would it be? Well, it's not a proved event. That's just no. Let's use this mode to... What can we do? Sure, why not? Our catchphrase is... being bike. That is interesting. Finally, Steve, of these, which virtue means the most to you? Let's go with... hope. Hope never dies. Your adventure can now begin. I wish you well, Pichu. And we have our party screen, apparently. So, we are Steve Chew. We are electric type. We have static. We have an actual good stat, which is weird considering we're a Pichu. Low special attack, though, which is kind of weird. We apparently met ourselves in a dream. We're a neutral nature. And we know Child, Team Whip, and Quick Attack, which presumably will be our main modes of offense for the time being. Also, running appears to make us go on all fours, whereas standard is this sort of weird flaily walk. And this is apparently our family. Hello, son, it's good to see you looking so alert. Good morning, Steve, did you rest well? And, actually, if I turn this around, wow, they did actually sprite in the tail difference between male and female Pichu. That's quite good. Hi, Steve. You haven't forgotten what today is, right? It's your birthday, isn't it? Oh no, we're apparently finally old enough to go to the Great Black One. Look, I know Morgan Freeman has played God, but that doesn't make him necessarily God, you know? Steve, let me walk slowly to you in rather comedic fashion. Please stay close to the dray. Your first meeting with the Great Black One is today, and we can't have you wandering away. And Juggle pauses, apparently coming to this game. Wonderful. Keep your ears pricked now, Steve. We'll have Momo call when it's time. Time to go meet the Great Black... Seriously, the Great Black One. I mean, I know this is supposed to be a fairly basic tribe of Pikachu-based simpletons, but... Yep. This is just going to end up being Watership Down, but with Pikachu, isn't it? I've never actually read or watched Watership Down, so I could be entirely wrong about this, but it's the closest parallel I can think of. Now, let's go as far away from here as we possibly can, because that seems like a logical thing to do, since we have been told to stay close. They say that strange things, part tree, part stone, grow from here. Ooh. Anyway, apparently trying to exit there gets us back into the whatever cutscene this is supposed to be. Are you coming, Feldon? The same as any other Chew in the forest, Momo. We hate to ask more and more favors of the Great Black One, but as you and Steve must come of age, we must offer everything we have to ensure the future of our colony. We must gather enough food and make sure the grasshoppers have enough to eat, otherwise we shall be horribly squished and it will be painful. Also, the Great Black One is a prick. A colossal prick. That's the only explanation I have. Oh, Steve, I can't see anything. Quiet. Wise elders about to speak. They worship a tire. Of course they worship a tire. Fellow Jews, every day survival grows more difficult. In order to get by on what can be foraged in areas where the Flashborn fear to tread, we've been forced to eat less and less, with the bulk of the bounty going to our youngest residents. Every day, I grow weaker. As I grow weaker, Jews, so do the rest of you. We will turn to cannibalism in approximately 2 more weeks. The eggs our females lay so often fail to hatch. And even when Pichu are born, they are usually so sick and frail they perish soon after. Notwithstanding the fact that they only know growl and charm, and therefore are useless in battle. It is only through the grace of this enormous tire that residents Rick and Tella have had Steve and Momo. But who is to say our good fortune will last? Steve and Momo are swiftly approaching their 2nd season, when they will be old enough to forage for themselves. Who is to say the brainless Flashborn will not move in to attack our smallest residents or even ourselves? The great big Tire's ancient magician's sense have kept them away so far. Somehow. But will it last? Nay, I say nay. We have not been diligent in our offerings to the Perfectly Ordinary Tyre, and as our food supplies continue to dwindle, we will have less to offer his Bridgestone-liness. Actually, I think he might be Pirelli. I can't tell. Maybe those are alternating doctrines of his religion. Without offerings, I fear for us, Jews. Only horror can come of this. Horror! As Momo and Steve are no longer young kittens, because kittens is apparently how you describe baby mice, we do not need to divert so many food resources to their care. I hereby declare half rations to the Pichu, quarter rations for other residents. All other food is to be given to this Perfectly Ordinary Tyre as offerings for our protection. Ah, villages of idiots. I mean, surely if these are the ancestors of things that were... I don't know how many events have to pass before you don't remember what a tire is. Why does the Great Black One need our food? If he really loved us, he'd help us no matter what. Wouldn't he? I wish I could see him. He sounds about as nice as he smells. If only we had enough to feed him and ourselves, then everything would be okay, right? I don't want to get less food. We have to do something about it. They can't be that mean if they don't have any brains. I bet I'm smarter. Oh, of course. Then we're going to go and we're going to venture and we're going to get attacked, and thus we will continue upon our magical journey quest. Be quiet when the elder is speaking. What he says is important. Oh, screw that. Let's go and forage and actually fight things, because fighting things would be good. What's scarier, a bunch of dumb Flashborn or never getting enough to eat again? Well, I think there's an obvious answer here. Let's go. We'll show the adults there's nothing to be scared of. I have vanished, but I have not joined your party. And... oh. Ah. This is quite nice. It's a nice little world map screen. Kind of like Mystery Dungeon. Rescue Rangers could really have done with something like this. Anyway, here we are in the mini dungeon. And here is our sibling. Oh, apparently we're supposed to be going this way. Right, got it. Huh? What's happening? I think our younger sibling is, yep, under attack. Well, well, looky what we have here. Fresh meat. What's a little Pichu like you doing all the way out here? You're not Flashborn. You talk. Of course we're not Flashborn, you berry brain. We're here on an important mission. To pick on things with a type advantage to us because we're colossal idiots. Yep, colossal idiots. We'll show you not to bother Lady Freya's trusted guards. Steve, help me. And, yep, there will be combat. Or alternatively, I could just black out and emerge somewhere else. And cries of Flashborn echo on the wind. Cries of Flashborn echo on the wind. Why are we back here? What on earth just happened? Or am I just... yeah, I'm not gonna know, am I? Oh. Right. Yeah. Fair enough. And part 1. Next time, I don't know, foraging about with a dead sibling?